Hi everybody, I'm Dave Stevens, back again with NuWay Restorations. Today, I am here with...
I'm Bill German. I'm the CEO of NuWay Restoration and Cleaning, also co-owner.
Thank you for coming on here and giving us a little bit of time today to ask you some awesome questions. So let's delve right into this. How did the idea of starting the restoration company first come about?
It was a fluke. Thank you to COVID. Right before COVID became a thing, because it became a thing right about March. In January, I quit my job that I had for 10 years because I got burnt out and decided I didn't want to do that anymore. COVID laid me off from another job for 7 months. I had a family member said, "Hey, you should probably call this guy. He's got his hands in lots of things, and see if you can help him out." So I called him, I left him a message, and I said, "Hey, buddy, I can do lots of different things. Can I carry your backpack?" About 2 weeks later, he calls me and says, "Hey, I got your text message, and I'm meeting a couple guys for breakfast. I want to know if you wanted to meet us." I said, "Absolutely, I'm on my way." 2 hours later, I became general manager of Service Master of Garrett County. They had owned the company for about 8 years at the time, and they were looking for a new general manager. Because the GM they had at the time wanted to retire. Okay. So that's how it came about. It came about because of a COVID fluke, knowing a few friends. As time goes on, we become NuWay. We shed the Service Master franchise licenses, and we become NuWay Restoration and Cleaning. Because NuWay is a fantastic name in this community. It's been around for a long time. So it comes with quality. It comes with heart and effort. So it was important that we changed to a quality name that was locally known. So entrance to NuWay Restoration and Cleaning, I guess.
That's awesome. Thank you for giving us that. And I'm sure we'll do some kind of an episode with you and the other owners.
Oh, yeah.
Delving a little bit more into how everybody's got
how we all got here, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
How
because there's much more to that story, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. What inspired you to get into the restoration and cleaning industry?
I was actually asked this question a while ago on another podcast. It's an unusual question, but it's an unusual answer. I grew up in the construction world. From the time I was a teenager. All the way through college, I work construction. So, I can build your house. Right? I understand building walls and electricity and building your deck. And I understand that stuff. I had no idea about the restoration world until 6 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, when I sat down at breakfast with the two owners, and we got to talking. We talked about being GM, and I said, well, I have a construction background, so I understand that stuff. So I can tear it apart and put it back together. But otherwise, it's really just business, right? And, I came from a job where I dealt with lots of commas on the P&L, and this is less commas. So, understanding the business side wasn't that big of a deal. But I can tell you that the answer to this question is that if I had known about restoration a long time ago, I'd have been in this industry.
Really?
Absolutely.
Why?
For me, this is the best of all the worlds that I look for. Hands-on, working with my hands, doing construction, taking your house apart, putting it back together, the science to the restoration, to drying and cleaning. There is a science to it. We don't just tear it apart. The science is a thinking man's game. I enjoy that part. The business end of this is very intriguing to me. So I would have gotten into this a long time ago if I had known about it. But, as I sit here today, the restoration world is an extremely under-marketed industry. Sure. Nobody knows about it.
Sure. Yeah. I had no idea about it whenever I started here. I had no idea what you guys did.
Yeah, we put you on a crash course, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah. But that's okay. And the foundation of caring about your community and putting a lot of effort into people, I think that is the most important part of restoration, in my opinion. So far, from what I've seen, you genuinely care a lot about the work you do because you care about the community that you're working for.
Right.
So,
being an owner and having the ability to put my spin on a company is enjoyable.
sure.
Right. So I wouldn't necessarily say that the restoration world industry is as caring as we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matter of fact,
Particularly NuWay.
But being able to put be nice and work hard on our employees, on our community, on our customers, on everything we do is very enjoyable to me.
Sure. Yeah, and I was intrigued by the fact it's not that it's not hard to do the job that we do, but it is, in a sense, easy whenever you go in with the mindset of all I have to do today is work hard and be nice.
That's all I gotta do.
That's it. You
when we
simplify
break the
it.
whole thing down, this is what I need you to do today.
Yeah,
Work hard and be nice.
exactly.
For the most part, our technicians do jobs that most people won't.
Right.
Right? So we make sure that we take care of them. Make sure that we pay them well, pay them on time, and treat them like real human beings. Everybody has bad days, and everybody's got things that they're going through. So we make sure that we support them because they do a hard job that most people won't.
Exactly. I know that I've faced some challenges in the past with previous jobs that I've had, and I've never felt the kind of the support from all angles
We're different.
that I've gotten here. Yeah, absolutely.
We're different. We're different. And lots of people ask me all the time about this. The conversation usually comes up with, Dave, as we sit here right now, we have 40 employees because the 40th one started today.
Yeah.
Right? They ask me all the time, how do I have 40 employees? Well, I have 40. Not only do I have 40 employees, but we have like a 98% retention rate.
Yeah.
We have like a
That's
2%
huge.
turnover. That's huge.
That's huge.
If
you can bottle that, you can't sell that kind of stuff.
Right.
But if you could bottle it,
and I'll
be
tell
a rich
you what
man.
and I will tell you what the secret is. Because not everybody's willing to do it. Owners aren't willing to do it because it takes time and effort. Pay attention to your employees and give them what they need. It's not always about money. It's about support.
Yeah.
Right? We all have good days and we all have bad days, and you got to be there when they have bad days. And 40 people to keep track of on good and bad days.
That's a lot.
It takes time and effort, right? So, yeah, we manage differently. I have every intention of going to 50 employees by the end of next year.
Okay.
By the end of 26, I'd like to be at 50 employees.
Retentive employees.
Yeah. Yeah, and I never hire anybody with the intention of laying them off.
Right.
I don't. I told you, I'm not the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
People around here definitely manage traditionally, and we do not. We do not.
Getting back into some of the questions of origin and vision, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced when you started out?
Oh my, there was a lot. There was a lot. Top number one was understanding the restoration industry, understanding how the insurance companies worked.
Yeah.
It was very hard, right? Cash flow was tough because you pay your employees every 2 weeks, but you didn't get paid for the job for 3 months.
Right.
Right. So understanding that game and understanding how insurance companies work, that was very hard.
Yeah.
I think I'll go number two, and I think we'll stop at two. But number two was employees. Was finding quality employees that I could rely on when I wasn't there.
Right. Business as usual when your boss is out of the office.
Right. Yeah. There was a heavy sense of the cat's away. Let's play.
Right.
But yeah, when I took over, I needed to work on the business and not in the business. It's one of the hard things that we did do, and as we sit here today, right, is to get everybody as certified as we possibly can.
Sure.
So, because in the beginning, I was the only one certified, and I was the only one that had to go to every single job every single day, and do the business end, and write checks, and do payroll. We had to do it all. So the important part was to get everybody educated. So yeah, I think number one was understanding the insurance, how insurance companies work, and number two was finding quality employees.
Sure. How has the company evolved since you first opened your doors? I mean,
a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's a better question for Miss Shawn.
Okay. I'll keep that one.
The company has changed night and day. It's changed night and day. From the quality of service, from the way that we do business, from standard operating procedures are in place now. Heck, we have an employee handbook that we didn't have, right? Health insurance. The way that we do business has changed so much. Literally, it's night and day, right? We're still doing the same techniques to your home, right?
Sure.
We're still tearing apart, drying it. The science is still the same, but how we do business has really changed dramatically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you make sure your company stands out from competitors in the industry?
Quality, and we care.
Yeah. I think that taking the extra few minutes is what sets us apart from a lot of people.
Yeah.
As you know, the restoration game is a lot of fast-paced. People want their house fixed right now. Mm-hmm. So if you're not going over it with a fine-tooth comb, you're probably going to miss something. But I think that taking the extra few minutes or talking through something with a customer or just being personable with the people that we work with on a daily basis is what slowing down speeds you up.
Yeah, I think, when we talk about quality, I think I should clarify. Quality, the quality I'm talking about is not necessarily how clean the job site is.
Sure.
It's the quality that you give the customer. Right? When we meet our customers, we meet them in bad times. Nobody ever, we're like the police. Nobody ever calls the police and says, come on over and have coffee. Right? You call them when you're having a problem that you can't solve at your house.
Yeah.
Right? So same as us. Nobody ever calls NuWay Restoration and says, man, you guys are great. Come on over and have a cup of coffee. No, you call me when your house is flooded, when you got 2 feet of water in your basement, when your house caught on fire on Christmas Day. Right. I was just thinking about that yesterday as I drove by that guy's house.
Singing in the rain.
Christmas Day, his house caught on fire and I was there. Right? So stuff like that stuff. When I talk about quality, I talk about the quality of people that we hire and the quality of information and customer care that we give sets us apart.
Okay. What do you look for when hiring new employees?
Dave, I have a sticker that I had made that is right here at the bottom of the stairs as I come out of my office. It's across the top of the threshold that I see every single time that I come up and down the stairs.
I know which one you're talking about.
It was a phrase that was taught to me when I first moved to this area 18 years ago. In honor of a gentleman named Blue Marucci, that sticker says, you gotta give a damn.
Yep.
So when I'm looking at employees and I'm looking at new hires, I'm looking for the gotta give a damn in them.
Sure.
Right? So if you don't care, then you're not going to give great customer service.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
If you're looking for a job, I'm not your place.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a career and to make a difference, NuWay's your place.
This is the place.
right?
Absolutely.
There's a difference. And that's what I look for. I look for the give a damn.
What's your approach to handling workplace challenges or conflicts among staff?
You got to talk.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to talk.
Just talk.
Right? I can't tell you how many times I've had conversations with employees that are having a difference. Whether they're having it with me or not, or somebody else, whatever. I've had a million of these conversations. And it usually starts off with, listen, we're all adults. Confrontation comes when you don't communicate.
Sure.
It is perfectly okay to say, hey, I don't like it when you do that. And usually have conversations over meaningless stuff. I don't like it when you don't turn your left turn signal on to turn left. And then all of a sudden I hate this person and I can't work with them any longer. And can't you just talk?
Slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
A lot of the time, from what I've seen, people button heads is just not being on the same page about the same subject. And it's because people care so much about what's going on.
Yeah. I talk a lot about sociology.
Sure.
Sociology plays a lot in employees.
Yeah.
And I talk a lot about it, but you've heard me talk about it. Sociology is understanding people. Right? We all come from drastically different backgrounds. We've all had drastically different life experiences. But those backgrounds and those experiences and the way that we've handled them and learned from them makes us what we are today. Right? Not necessarily tomorrow, because we'll probably have an experience today that will change the way that we deal with something tomorrow. Right? So understanding sociology and understanding the people that you work with, again, we all have bad days.
Sure.
But you got to understand the other person.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily want to be mean to you. Right?
Unless it's Chip.
But, right? So you just got to understand that. You got to understand people and give people a little bit of grace and understanding. I mean, for 9 years you've been nice to me, but today you're cranky. And now I'm taking it personal that you're cranky to me. That's probably not the case. Why don't you just have a little bit of care and compassion and say, hey, I don't know what you're upset about, but I probably didn't do it, but I'm willing to talk to you about it. Want to help?
Hold up. Wait a minute. We'll be right back after this brief message from our official sponsors. With more than 50,000 interactions across CNR platforms each month, 16,000 unique website visits, and a highly engaged email list boasting a 32% open rate, CNR is more than a publication. It's a community of innovators shaping the future of restoration. Whether you're looking for the latest techniques, business strategies, or thought leadership, CNR is your go-to resource for actionable insights and powerful industry connections. Subscribe free today at cnrmagazine.com and join thousands of professionals who interact, learn, and restore with CNR. CNR Magazine. Interact, learn, restore. Did you know 85% of financial success comes from soft skills abilities and only 15% from technical abilities? SuperTech was created by long-term restoration pros Eric Sprague and Larry Wilburton. Their 3 to 5 minute videos train your entire company on the soft skills they need to make your business thrive. Plus, your entire team earns IICRC CEC credits, all for about the cost of one tank of gas. To get more information about SuperTech University and receive a special 6-lesson e-course on in-home sales, go to supertechu.com/podcast offer. Again, get your free in-home sales training at supertechu.com/podcast offer. How do you train or mentor new team members to ensure they meet your company's standards?
Culture is a hard thing to change. And it's a very, very hard thing to teach. Culture gets ingrained with time. So a lot of times you have to prove to a new employee that I'm serious when I say I'm here to help you. In every way. I'm here to help you in your personal life. I'm here to help you overcome those obstacles. I'm here to help you in your professional life.
Well,
Right?
I think the mistrust always comes from somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
You know, because me personally, I've been employed by several different places.
Me too.
And everywhere has those company values that they say are so important to them, and they want to make you feel like family and welcome. But really, what they're doing is just
They're words.
their
Right?
words.
They're words.
They fall on deaf ears most of the time.
Right.
And if you do divulge as if it was their company values, there's no reciprocal.
No.
No, you get nothing out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd 100% agree. You know, I have to prove to you over time that I'm not lying to you when I say I'm here to support you.
Sure.
And it is. It's hard. You know, it takes people time because we don't manage traditionally.
Yeah.
We manage modernly.
I can tell you personally, I was very timid. You know, you said a lot of things to me the first time that we met, and you guys were kind of scouting me out to see whether or not I'd be any good at what I'm doing now. And I had my doubts because, like, as well as you, but I had my doubts because everybody's promised me something.
Right.
You know, and it's never gone the way that they said. But every single thing, and I kept track in the back of my mind, you know, and it's not even that I didn't trust you or think that you're a trustworthy person, just like, you know, whatever. But every single thing that you've ever told me is going to happen has happened.
Correct.
You make it happen.
It's important as an owner to stand by your word.
Yeah.
Right? And it's important to be upfront with them. Even if the answer is no.
Right.
Right? Even if the answer is no. Or if the answer is a maybe, they need to understand why it's a maybe.
Right.
Right? As owners, we talk a lot about we don't divulge, you know, like future, you know, investments or future lines of revenue, new things that we were doing, you know. So for the most part, we don't tell the general workforce those ideas.
Yeah.
Because when it comes out of our mouths, it becomes
It means
concrete.
something. Yeah.
Right?
It's tangible.
Yeah, it's tangible. Like he said that we're going to do this. Right? The problem with that is that a lot of those ideas are extremely fluid.
Yeah.
And they change before the idea makes it to tangible.
Sure.
For multiple, whether it's insurance reasons, it's, you know, local law reasons, money, location, logistics, whatever. There's so many tangible or touchable things that can move and make that idea different, that for the most part we don't talk about it because when it comes out of my mouth it's concrete.
Right.
Right? So it's important that when it does come out of my mouth that I stick to it.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
I stick to it. And that also, you know, makes us different because there's a lot of companies in our area that do that say what they're going to do and never do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Can you share an example of a time when your team really came together to overcome a tough situation?
There's so many. Historically, for the last numerous years, not several, last numerous years, you know, our geographical location has gotten cold. Weather-wise, you know, it's gotten cold for Christmas week.
Sure.
Those are hard times in the restoration industry because, you know, some call it a cash grab, others call it a non-cash grab. I call it customer service. During the holidays when it gets really cold and the wind gets blowing, that's when you get interior frozen pipes.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
I can't tell you how many times I've been there on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Probably every year. And so 6 times I've been out on people's
Somebody's
houses.
house is flooding.
Somebody's house on Christmas Day. I've been there Christmas Eve. I've been there New Year's Eve. Holidays all the way around. Our team, you know, it happened last year and the year before. The year before is one that I'm thinking about, where we in 2 days we had 70 customers of broken pipes in their house and their house flooding.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of
right?
people.
I laughed at the time, and I look back and I go, I don't even know how we made it through it, but we did. If you were wearing a NuWay shirt and you were an employee, you got knighted immediately into a supervisor. Ready, get set, go. We ended up hiring 20 temporary workers.
Yeah.
To help with tear out. So, I mean, if you were a regular helper every day, you just became a boss. You got 2 helpers and you were out tearing stuff out. I mean, we, as a small company, as a small team, and with no national resources like the other companies, we made it happen. And I think that's what's important when NuWay shows up. You have the support of 40 employees.
Yeah.
I don't need a national team. We have the resources that we need, and especially when it hits the fan big time. We got phone numbers we can call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Hey, John and Rem, play the A-Team music. Bam, 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 bam. What kind of work culture are you trying to create with your company? Which I think we've already touched on that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to skip that, we can.
100% of work hard and be nice. Work hard and be nice is the culture I'm looking for.
Absolutely. How do you celebrate your team's successes or milestones?
I try to do it as often as I can.
Sure.
I try to do it as often as I can, for numerous reasons.
Yeah.
Number one, employees hear the bad things more than they hear the good things.
Sure.
Right? They hear the mistakes, and the mistakes stick.
Yep.
Right? The goods, the attaboys and the attagirls that you get from customers seem to be, fleeting. They seem to just go by like, all right, cool. Right? But the bad ones seem to stick to the ribs a little bit.
Sure.
So every time we get a 5-star review, and last time I looked, there was 110 of them or something like that.
Yeah.
5-star Google reviews, we make sure that we mention them.
Sure.
You guys did a great job. You guys did another great job. You guys did another great job.
I think
right?
Jim even puts it in like the morning meetings, does he not?
It's important, right? Because, in the culture that we live in, people complain more than they give compliments.
Sure.
Right? So, I try to make sure that we bring it up all the time, every chance that we get. And then to do attaboy things, attagirl things. Take them, bring them lunch. When it's hot outside, bring them Slurpees.
Right.
When it's cold, bring them some hot chocolate. Have community events and invite them. Don't make them work the event, just invite them, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that really tries to build culture and to help with employee retention.
How do you encourage teamwork and communication across different departments or crews?
I think I encourage it through the work hard and be nice.
Yeah, just through company culture.
Just through company culture, right? There's no reason to hurt yourself trying to pick up that box when there's 2 other guys standing next to you.
Sure.
Just ask. They'd be happy to help, right? So let's not let pride get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So company culture is just ask, man. I'll pay you every second that it takes to be nice to your coworker, to be nice to the client. It takes just 1 extra second. That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
That extra second of thought can make or break anything.
Yeah.
What's one lesson you've learned about leadership since becoming a business owner?
Patience.
Yeah.
Patience.
I guarantee it.
I talk all the time about, I am a conglomerate of all the managers that I've had before.
Yeah.
I've had good managers and bad managers, so I've taken those good qualities from those managers that I'm going to do that. When I'm in charge one day, I'm going to do that. When I'm in charge one day, I'm not going to do that. Right?
Yeah.
So I talk all the time about that. I had a manager probably 10 years ago that told me, Bill, when you're in charge, I just need you to understand, they're not always going to do it Bill's way.
Yeah.
Right? And that is stuck in my head from that day forward. Probably for maybe 15 years. 15 years I've been thinking about this. And, the job will get accomplished. But I can't get frustrated and irritated with the way that they did it, because it wouldn't have been the way that I did it.
Yeah.
Right? So now the only time that I stop you is if I can foresee a safety issue.
Sure.
But otherwise, there's another way to skin that cat, right?
Yeah.
There's no reason for me to get irritated over that. There's no reason to be like, what are you doing? No. You are working hard, you're being nice, and you're accomplishing the goal. It doesn't mean that I would have done it
Any different.
Yeah.
Yep. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start their own restoration industry or business? Not industry. Business.
Buy a pizza shop. Buy a pizza shop.
Do something else.
I would. What advice would I tell them? I would tell them they need cash. Cash flow in the restoration industry is a big deal. You are constantly handing out your credit card to every customer and every insurance company. Your ARs are going to be large and consistently large. So cash in the back end to help cover those gaps is my 100% advice.
Sweet. The last and final question. What's your long-term vision for the company's future? Where do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years?
I see us acquiring the NuWay names. There's still 2 more NuWay companies out there.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to put the NuWay name back together. It's such a large driving force in this community, and it's been around for so long. I would like to put the whole NuWay name under one umbrella again.
Yeah.
Because over the years it's gotten split up and bought by different people and this and that. So I would like to put the NuWay name back together. It drives me. I enjoy the NuWay way of doing things.
Right.
Every single day I make sure that I make decisions that do not ruin that name. So the future, I'd like to put the NuWay name back together. The future, I would love to have 50-some people lined up with applications to come work at NuWay. Right? Because we're different and we manage differently. We take care of our employees. We do give good quality work. It tells me that we're doing the right thing when they're lined up to work here.
Yeah.
That's what I want. That's what I want. We're getting there. I got a little.
I would say so.
I got a little line now, but
we've grown so much in the past 6 months.
Oh my goodness! My goodness!
It's been quite the undertaking.
We've added 12 employees in the last 6 months, and we've added 7 cars.
That's no. That's no easy thing at all.
No.
That's a lot of growth in a short period of time, but it was necessary.
It was necessary. Chip and I have a good quality vision of where we want to go and how we're going to get there.
Sure.
We talk a lot about timeline. There's a timeline in my head and when things are going to happen.
Yeah.
When they need to happen. And, it's my job as the visionary to think ahead. And it's Chip's job to think, how am I going to make that happen?
Sure.
Right, in the future. So we have a timeline in our head that tells us where we want to be and how we're going to get there. And we have an end goal, right? We got an end goal. We want this name to be awesome.
Absolutely. Well, Bill, thank you so much for coming on today. Appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, guys. If you like this podcast and other ones like it, click the like button. hit subscribe down below, and just keep following along as we do some more of these interviews. Have an awesome day.
We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Bye. With more than 50,000 interactions across C&R platforms each month, 16,000 unique website visits, and a highly engaged email list boasting a 32% open rate, C&R is more than a publication. It's a community of innovators shaping the future of restoration. Whether you're looking for the latest techniques, business strategies, or thought leadership, C&R is your go-to resource for actionable insights and powerful industry connections. Subscribe free today at cnrmagazine.com and join thousands of professionals who interact, learn, and restore with C&R. C&R Magazine. Interact, learn, restore. Did you know 85% of financial success comes from soft skills abilities and only 15% from technical abilities? SuperTech was created by long-term restoration pros Eric Sprague and Larry Wilburton. Their 3 to 5 minute videos train your entire company on the soft skills they need to make your business thrive. Plus, your entire team earns IICRC CEC credits, all for about the cost of one tank of gas. To get more information about SuperTech University and receive a special 6-lesson e-course on in-home sales, go to supertechu.com/podcast offer. Again, get your free in-home sales training at supertechu.com/podcast offer.